Hello everyone, welcome to the Watch Poplars. Today I have got some grape cuttings. I just tore off this from a grapevine in the creek, and when I initially broke it off, it just started pouring water out of it. I don't know why. Now it's a bit sticky, but it was just gushing sap. It was like the consistency of water, and it was just dripping really vigorously. So I don't know why, but I'm just gonna just cut it. I think I've ruined this node, but I'll keep it just in case. Now our phone is at 29%, so I'm gonna hurry, and I'm gonna cut these into sections. So, which way is the bottom? Which way is the top? I think this is the bottom. It's a bit thicker here. So I'm gonna trust my gut on that. If I plant them upside down, they'll just sprout out of the bottom. Yeah, and there's some buds along here. This node, I think I've ruined, so I'll just prune this here. This will be a very short video. So now, there's one cutting. I'm gonna stick that in the water. It's gonna go in the water. Now, this one, I'm going to cut here. Stick it in the water. Here, I'm gonna stick this. This one will be interesting. I'll cut it to here. Clean this up a little bit. Here, cut it here. Cut it in between the nodes. I'll plant these in quite a deep container. And I'll just cut this one in half. Stick these in the soil. Okay, now I see that the growth on the outside, these stubs are pointing this way. So does that mean, I don't know, this part's thicker than that. I'm gonna just put it, I can't, they're grapes that have such little taper in the branches. It's very hard to tell where the top and the bottom are. Okay, now, so there are the cuttings. These are the stubs. Okay, I have my vermiculite here, and I don't have perlite, so I hope this works. I'm gonna try both of these hormones, and we'll see how these work. I'm not gonna store these inside because it's quite warm outside here. It's too hot for this. But I have my granular soil, and I'm going to get a container now. But I might need, it's going to use up a lot of soil. So I'm going to get a little bit of a smaller one. How do these fit? How are these? These should be fine. These ones should be fine in here. Yeah. No. I get one a little bit bigger. This one's a little bit bigger. So that should do. I'll be able to separate them when I'm done, if they root. Hopefully they do. I'm gonna try multiple methods. I'm gonna try, you know, like a few, half with one of these and half with the other. So now I'm going to, okay, these drainage holes are huge. I'm gonna get some drainage screens. Okay, I got my drainage screens. I'm gonna put them in the bottom. How's that? That didn't hurt my scissors too much. These are a bit too large as well, so I'm gonna just, I have these finer ones, so I'll put those in. I have mixed some vermiculite and soil together. I won't be using as much much of my bonsai soil as a result, which is good. Plus the vermiculite is helpful for growing cuttings. I got my white poplar cuttings with that bag of vermiculite. I think there's use a bit more bonsai soil. There's a lot of vermiculite in here. Now I'm going to plant the cuttings. Before I had more soil. So I really don't know how to put these. I don't know where the tip is, but I'm gonna stick some like this. I'm gonna stick some how I don't think they're going. I don't know. Hopefully some of them root, because the nodes are quite easy to see. But no, it's hard to tell. So I'm just gonna, where I see a good node, I'm gonna stick that part under the soil. So I'm gonna stick this one like that. I'm gonna stick this in here. This one like that. This one will be like this. And this one will be like this. Okay. Now I'm gonna hold all of them vertically. I did not forget any. My root hormones. I've almost forgot. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's an odd number. So I will get each of them out. I'll dip them in the water again and rinse them off and put root hormones on them. For this gel, I stick them in. I probably should dry them because this is like a liquid. And so there, I'm just gonna kind of shake off the excess because they will want to drip. And while I plant the ones that have the powder on them, these will probably dry. So that's what I'll do. I'm gonna dip these into the gel. Grapes grow very well from cuttings. So why it needs some time to soak in is it needs time to soak in. It's got to soak into the grain of the wood, and so that's why it's a bit more. I think that's why it's a bit more stressful planting these with gel, because I have to wait, and while that's happening, they're kind of like drying out the cuttings. So I don't really like using the gel. I don't know how successful. I don't know which one, I don't know which of my poplar cuttings rooted with the gel or the powder, I don't know. But I'll now plant I'm gonna seal up the cap again. It's a nice color, this gel. It's like a really dark pink. So, I'm going to plant these 4 grape cuttings, powdered grape cuttings. See all the vermiculite flying around in the air. It's very lightweight, and that's why I should probably add some leaves. Won't say so. So once the gel is absorbed into the wood, I could just stick them in. So it's fine. But the powder, it will just come off, I think. I hope to plant these all in the same pot. And I hope to do this before my phone dies. These are going to be very packed with cuttings. Okay. Usually I said to wait 5 minutes. Doesn't say. Does it say? Does it say when? How long it works? Was it this one? Maybe oh. I don't know. This is Hormex. This is Clonex. I don't know. I'll pause the footage. Well, it's been another minute and the wood has turned purple. So I think it is ready. It looked like it has soaked in a little bit, so I will plant them. I hope this works. And actually, I might just put these right on top of the soil. We plant them a little bit shallower, and that is okay, because I can probably we'll see. So now I'm going to have to oh dear. Now, okay. Oh. I gotta get this. And this is not working. I will come back when I have completely potted them up. Okay, that is it. And that is all the soil I need. So hopefully this works. So when I start to see growth, if I start to see leaves, I will fertilize them. That is a rule. I wouldn't start fertilizing them until you start seeing green growth on the tips or coming out of the soil if I planted them all upside down. Because that's what happened to my blackberry vine. It's hard to tell on vines sometimes. If the buds are not really clear and doesn't have leaves, it could be quite difficult. Now, this one will be interesting. I'm gonna stick this one further in because I see nodes all in this area. So it could be interesting. I'll probably try raising the root system over here. Maybe it'll be a cascading one, but I'll just stick the rest of these deeper into the soil so they get the maximum amount of effect. Okay, I'll seal up everything. Okay, I finished. I'm gonna water these with a can. I don't want to dip them. I don't know. I feel like that's gonna make the stuff run out easier. So now I have a Vitaceae section. This can now go in my Ericaceae section of blueberries because it is related to my drone. This can go here. I don't know if the snails like to eat these, but hopefully they don't. Now, I don't know if this is a native grape, so once I figure if this is native, then I don't know. Also, there's a big dense trail of ants. I hope there's not an ant nest. I've now watered it. So I have my 2 grapes. But I also have a Virginia creeper. That's also in Vitaceae. So yeah, I will get those and pop them probably in here if this is not native. And there, I have the grapes. I think these are native because they had the white fuzz on them. I know there are grapes native here. There's 2 as far as I know. And one of them has fuzzy leaves. So that's all for today. Thanks for joining me here among the watch poplars.